engineering, comms, IT and intelligence, logistics and support, combat, big one. Probably the biggest part of the army is the job roles within combat, medical, HR and finance, and also music. But at the moment, we're currently employing some priority roles. So a couple of them are HR specialist, supply chain operative, postal courier, cyber engineer, ammunition technician, and movement controller, and also guardsman as well.
Brilliant, that sounds great. So, what kind of people are you looking for to join your organisation?
So the army, to be a part of the army team, the big one on my part is a positive attitude and outlook in working day to day. No day is the same within the army. We need to have a certain standard of physical fitness, depending on what job role you're looking on joining when you go into the army. A willingness to learn. You're learning every day. I've been in the army nearly 9 years, and I still learn new things every single day. And be able to work as part of a team every day as well. All right. So we break this down into our core values and standards of the army, which are courage, discipline, respect for others, integrity, loyalty, and selfless commitment.
Perfect. Some very key skills there and values to have. So, why would someone want to come and work for the British Army?
There's lots of different reasons why someone will come and work for the army. So the big one is personal satisfaction and pride. All right, having pride in wearing combat every day and being in the British Army. Variety and adventure. So as I said, no day is the same. And some would say the army is one big adventure, seeing the world. Travel, see parts of the world that you never see in ordinary life. Job security and economy and stability. All right, the army provides a good wage, and the longer you're in the army, with real prospects of going up in rank, the more money that you're going to earn. Physical fitness, a chance to live a fit and healthy lifestyle day to day. Some people might be doing that now, some people don't, if it suits them. An option of full-time and part-time service, and also sport. So be big on sport. The army is also massive on it. So whatever you're good at, you can travel to various locations around the world and across the UK, conducting sports that you're good at.
Perfect. That sounds like a lovely list of things for someone to join the army for. So, have you got any hints or tips for those that might be applying today as well?
Yeah. So for me, it's self-motivation. So joining the army is obviously quite a life-changing decision. So be confident in your decision that you are ready to do it and it's truly what you want. Fitness. So keep up with your fitness. If, as I said, if some job roles require harder fitness requirements than others, all right. So depending on the job role that you're going into, is how fit that you need to be. All right. Have a job role in mind and do your research on that job role. There's nothing wrong with coming into the careers office and not having a clue what you want to do. That's why we're there to guide you into basically the job that suits you. But have an idea in mind of what you want to do, whether it be combat, engineering, logistics, medical, nursing, stuff like that. And stay positive during the application process from start to finish. That's about it.
Brilliant, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Simon, for those pieces of advice there that you've given, and for your time as well on the Jobs Live channel today. And unfortunately, I'm going to need to pass back now to Stu in the studio, but hopefully we'll see you again very soon on the Jobs Live channel.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Hello everybody, thank you Stuart, and today I've been joined by Irina from Greggs. Hi Irina.
Hi, my name is Irina Delika, recruitment advisor at Greggs, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about our business. Whenever I say that I work for Greggs, I can see people start thinking about our retail shops, our staff members baking and selling the famous sausage rolls or vegan sausage rolls, serving customers, or working behind the scenes and preparing fresh sandwiches. And yes, all of that is true, but Greggs is not only about retail shops on the high street, but so much more. Greggs is much loved and trusted brand with a strong heritage. And we have been baking and selling our products for over 80 years now. It all started in 1939 when John Gregg started to deliver fresh eggs and eggs to families of Newcastle. 10 years later, he chained up his bike and opened Greggs of Godsworth, Newcastle, making, baking, and selling fresh bread and tasty treats from his very own shop on the Gosforth High Street. There's still a Greggs there today. Over the years, we opened more shops across the country and looked for ways we could make Greggs even better. And today, we are UK's leading bakery food-on-the-go retailer with over 2,000 shops and 20,000 employees serving millions of customers each week. At Greggs, we have big plans for the future and big opportunities available today. With ambition to grow over 2,500 shops nationwide and ownership of our supply chain, we are in a unique position to make high-quality, freshly prepared food accessible to everyone. Ownership of our supply chain means that we can make great, freshly prepared food accessible to everyone at great values in an extremely competitive marketplace. By managing our own logistic operations, we can remain focused on the customer, delivering what our shops and customer needs.
So, could you tell us, where are you based?
Sure. Currently, we have over 2,000 shops, 8 regional bakeries, or we call them the centers of excellence, 1 central savory production plant, 2 distribution centers, and they are located throughout the UK and Northern Ireland, plus our head office, or Greggs House as it's known within Greggs, which is located in Newcastle.
Brilliant. So, what roles are you currently recruiting for?
As a company, we manufacture, distribute, and sell our products in our shops. Majority of our roles are based in our retail shops, and we are currently recruiting for shift leaders, supervisors, and shop managers across various locations in UK. But we're also on a constant lookout for various roles in digital and IT teams, roles in marketing, food and safety, logistics and supplies, and so on and so on.
So, what kind of people are you looking for to join the organisation?
We believe that success is down to putting the customers first. That's why Greggs is looking for people with a great customer service skills to join our family. Our shop team consists of shop manager, supervisor, shift leaders, and team members. Depending on the role you're interested in, previous experience might not be essential. However, though, you will be required to demonstrate an understanding of what makes a great customer service. Generally, Greggs shops are made up of small teams, around 5 to 15 staff members working together to deliver first-class customer service and quality products every day of the week. Whether you're a shop manager or a team member, your role will be very hands-on, and you will be involved in entire shop's operation, from cleaning to food preparation and customer serving.
So, why work for you?
As a member of Greggs family, you will benefit from competitive pay rates, generous staff discount, and a share of the profit. Our shop teams also take part in regular competitions and charity events, which ensure there is always fun going on within the shop. Progression is key to our business, as well as building career from inside out. We love to work with people who want to develop their skills and become more successful, and we provide various training and development opportunities to our shop team to help them grow with the business.
So, finally, any hints or tips for those applying?
Obviously, qualification and previous experience do have a place, but really, it's your enthusiasm and passion to provide great customer service that is equally as important. And what we are trying to convey, that there are always opportunities to progress within the business and build a successful career with Greggs. We have a lot of people in the business who started as a weekend team member or a team member and now running their own shop as a shop manager, or even progressed to an area manager or regional operations manager, or those who started working in our retail shops and moved to a different business function. There really are opportunities to progress and build your career with Greggs.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Irina. So, back to you, Stuart, in the studio.
So I've now been joined by Alice from Rosendale Trust. Hi, Alice.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us on the Jobs Live channel for this Northwest Works for You broadcast. Just tell me a little bit about yourself and what your company does.
Yes, so hi, nice to join you. My name's Alice Clues. I work in the HR department at the Rossendale Trust. The Rossendale Trust provides supported living care to adults with learning and physical disabilities in apartments and houses. So our care support workers work as part of a team, and they provide high standards of care and support to our tenants to enable them to live a full and meaningful life. So they'll promote independence and choice for each tenant in all aspects of their life. So that could be cooking, cleaning, personal care, attending appointments, and leisure activities as well.
Great. So as an organisation, where are you actually based?
So we're actually primarily based in Sutton, Macclesfield, but we do have properties in Buxton as well.
Great. So anybody who came working for you, Alice, currently would that be physically coming into the office, or is there some element of remote working as well?
So it's support workers, so they would work in the tenants' apartments or houses, so that would be in Macclesfield. If the position is based in Macclesfield, it would be in Macclesfield, or we do have positions that sometimes are available in Buxton.
Perfect. Okay, great. Just tell us the kind of roles that you're recruiting for then currently.
So at the moment, we have full-time and part-time positions available for care support workers based at our Macclesfield locations. I would always say it's a good idea to keep an eye on our website to check what vacancies we do have, because, for example, we might have positions in Buxton come up available, or similarly, we do recruit for night workers as well, so they may come up on our website in the near future.
Perfect. And the kind of people you're looking for then, people that you were wanting to speak to today, who succeed in your organisation, what do those people look like, Alice?
So we're looking for people who are caring, patient, and that are willing to support vulnerable adults while ensuring that they treat them with the dignity and respect. We don't require people to have experience to work with us, because we believe that those personal skills are more important, and we do offer full training, so it's not something you need to have experience in. Of course, it is an advantage, but it's not essential.
And why work for Rosendale Trust? I mean, what's the benefits of joining you and starting a career with you, and what do you find people enjoy the most about working for the Trust?
So I think the main thing is that working in care, it can be a very rewarding career, because you're making a difference every day to someone else's life and supporting them to live their life fully and as meaningful as they can do. So we also have career progression opportunities. So we offer the opportunity to gain qualifications, so level 2, level 3 in health and social care. And we also have a range of staff benefits, such as a health cash plan, long service awards, enhanced sick pay schemes, and life assurance schemes.
So plenty of benefits, and obviously all of that is detailed in the job vacancies. As people apply, they can read up on that.
Yeah, there's lots of information, and if anyone has any questions, they can get in touch with us.
Perfect. Well, this is their chance to do that actually now on this broadcast, to use the live chat to get in touch with Alice and the team at Rosendale, and I'm sure you can guide them. And really my final question is around that, for people who have applied successfully to work for you in the past, any hints or tips for those applying maybe today, and to make sure they are successful in that process?
I would always say it's a good idea to have a good look on our website and just find out more about what we do, and to always look at the job profile of the role that you're applying for, which are all on our website. Make sure you familiarise yourself with that role before you start your application form. And then when you do fill in your application form, include as much information as you can for all the questions it asks, and explain why you think you would be suited to fit that role.
Great. And in the current climate, I mean, are you doing lots of interviews online, on Zoom or on Teams?
Sometimes we do have interviews online, yes, but we do occasionally have interviews in person, obviously social distance and everything, because our care staff are still in work at the moment, being key workers. So they are, all the precautions in place as well.
Great. It's good to know. And it's good to know when people are applying what their expectation is of an interview and where that would take place. So thanks for letting us know about that. And let us know more about Rossendale Trust as well, Alice. It's been great to understand more about your organisation. And people can find out much more on your partner page. And of course, we'll leave the chat open for any future inquiries that people may have as well.
Yes, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us here on the Jobs Live channel for this Northwest Works For You event. We'll hopefully see you again soon, Alice, on the channel, and take care.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, Stuart. So today I have been joined by Scott Austin from Apprentify. So hi, Scott. Could you tell us a little bit about Apprentify and what you do?
Yeah, brilliant. So thanks for having us. So as Jen said, I'm Scott Austin from Apprentify. So I am the apprentice recruitment executive who looks after bringing in new apprentices for new employers, finding them new roles within the Greater Manchester area. So that is the area we mainly cover, the Greater Manchester area, but other areas as well. We do stretch a little bit further afield, but mainly in the digital space, so looking at digital marketing apprenticeships and junior content apprenticeships.
Perfect, that sounds lovely. So whereabouts are you guys based roughly?
Yeah, so we're actually based in Wilmslow. But as you can see, because obviously a lot of us are at home, and we were based at home even before COVID as well. So we are scattered around. Most of us, though, are based around the Greater Manchester area and bobby in and out of the office in Wilmslow every now and then.
Perfect, that sounds brilliant. So what roles are you recruiting for when it comes to apprenticeships?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I mentioned a minute ago, so our main two apprenticeships are digital marketer level 3 and junior content producer level 3 as well. So very similar, but have their own differences. So with the digital marketer, they're more around the analytics, the web development, web design. With the junior content producer, it's exactly what it says on the tin. So very much creating content, videography, photography, that sort of thing as well. So the roles change slightly depending on the company. So obviously, if you're working for a big company, you might be working for tasks in-house, or a smaller kind of client, a smaller digital agency. You may be working with different clients, looking at email campaigns, web development, content writing. The list of roles within the industry kind of can go on forever. There's absolutely loads that you can kind of go into.
Perfect, brilliant. So what kind of people are you looking for to join those apprenticeships that you line up for? Yeah,
absolutely. So apprenticeships are open now for anyone aged 16 and above. So anyone who's kind of finished their GCSEs or come out of A-levels and colleges, or have come out of universities, and older as well. I see all sorts of clients, all sorts of ages. And employers are looking for different things. Some are looking for that more raw talent so they can mold into the perfect kind of employee. Some are looking for that more experienced candidate, a little bit more life experience, a little bit more kind of can hit the ground running with a little bit of experience like they've already gained.
Perfect, amazing. So why would someone want to do an apprentice through you guys?
Yeah, so obviously there's a lot of providers out there and they all do a great job. We are different slightly to those because as well as the apprenticeship standard, we also offer additional training towards the end of the apprenticeship, what we call Path to Mastery. So this is additional training like you can get qualifications in, whether that be web design or paid search, whatever it is you may want to go down and get additional qualifications and training in, we can do that with apprentices towards the end of the apprenticeship to give them that little bit extra.
Perfect, that's amazing and sounds like such a good opportunity as well, as you said, that little bit extra. So do you have any hints or tips for those that might apply for an apprenticeship through you?
Yeah, definitely. So as you can imagine, I see hundreds of applications coming through week in, week out. So my advice would be to obviously get creative with your CV. a creative sort of industry, this. There's lots of free templates out there on things like Microsoft Word. The basics, make sure your spelling and your grammar's correct, but also tailor it to the industry and the job role that you're wanting to kind of go for as well. Make sure your relevant skills are on there. And if you do have a portfolio, links to your kind of social medias, then do put them on there as well. Now, if you don't have a portfolio, go and create one. It really does help sell yourself within this industry to employers and recruiters like myself, to give you that kind of edge above you, ahead of your peers.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Scott, for that advice there. But also thank you for your time today. Unfortunately, that's the end of today's interview. However, I'm sure we'll see you again very soon on the Jobs Live channel.
Thanks again.
No, thank you. But now it's back to Stu in the studio.
Hi, my name is Lisa Breakspear, and I want to tell you about an exciting new employment support programme called Journey First that can help you realise your goals. So what is Journey First? The key focus of this programme is on the journey you will take. The Journey First programme provides intensive one-to-one support for young people and adults across Cheshire and Warrington, helping them to overcome barriers and reach their goals, whether that be support with job search, employment or access to further education or training. Funded by the European Social Fund, Journey First will aim to help 3,165 participants aged between 16 and 24 in the next 3 years, and 2,225 adults over the age of 18. The project will be delivered by 3 local authorities: Cheshire East, Cheshire West and Warrington. Today, I am focusing on the adult support programme offered by Cheshire West and Chester Council. So how will it work? Journey First will provide each beneficiary with their own employment support officer, who will work with you to identify and provide personalised one-to-one support, helping to navigate the whole journey to work. Our employment support officers will work with you to identify all the barriers that may be preventing you from progressing into training and employment, and agree a plan of action and support to move forward. The programme will not judge you or impose actions on you. Journey First will help you to identify your skills and goals, provide skills and tailored employment advice, offer a one-to-one wraparound support, working alongside your key worker, help tackle wider issues that are preventing progress such as debt, health, housing and caring responsibilities, meet employers and find out about different employment paths, guide you through the job search and help prepare you for the workplace, help you to find opportunities and unlock your potential. So who is eligible for the support? Our Journey First project will support adults 18 and over who have been unemployed for over 6 months and or have a range of other barriers to employment, such as physical or learning disabilities, or other complex needs, including mental health conditions or other barriers that are preventing progression into employment. So how do you refer into the programme? Participants will be identified primarily through existing support teams and will be referred directly through a number of referral partners. Eligible individuals can also refer directly through our work zones. So I now have a short case study for a real customer that was long-term unemployed and supported to find work with help from one of our work zone mentors. This will give you an idea of how Journey First could support you. So Lynn was unemployed for 15 months due to a prolonged health condition and had been claiming employment support allowance for around 13 months. After hearing about the support that the work zones offered, Lynn decided to refer herself for an appointment. Lynn's confidence was very low and she was very anxious after being out of work for such a long time. After a work zone initial registration, Lynn was signposted to a mentor for one-to-one support. The mentor took time to talk and understand the barriers to work that Lynn was facing and offered support with careers guidance while setting to work to develop an action plan that would help break down her barriers. As well as confidence, Lynn lacked the knowledge and skills that would give her the independence to search for jobs online. In time, Lynn went on to attend several courses to address her confidence, such as work clubs, employability courses, well-being, and an IT skills course, where she achieved an award in digital skills. Lynn's confidence started to grow with each barrier that she overcame. The WorkZone mentor continued to support Lynn with creating a CV and cover letters, and also helped with applications for jobs. When offered an interview for a retail job Lynn was really interested in, she was excited but very nervous. Over the next week, the mentor provided support with mock interviews to prepare Lynn for her meeting with the employer. I'm pleased to say that Lynn was offered a part-time position with a well-known department store. So if you think Journey First might be the programme to support you, please get in contact with us for a discussion and we can talk to you about what's on offer. Please contact Stuart Peach, who's our Customer Progression Officer for Journey First. Stuart can be contacted on stuart.peach@cheshireWesternchester.gov.uk. Alternatively, you can give Stuart a call on 07827 835 011. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back to the Jobs Live channel. As you know, we're actually today helping you find work, and we're doing that through this Northwest Works for You event, and we're meeting different businesses from across the region who've got vacancies right now to help you back into employment, or maybe give you a career change or get you to return to work after a while away from the workplace. Delighted to be joined by Kate Story from Wigan Council. Hi, Kate.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, thanks so much for joining us here on the Jobs Live channel for this really special event. As you know, we've been on all day talking to people across the region. We've got fantastic vacancies to help people who are looking for work. Can I just ask you first, what does you do? What's your council's responsibility for the region?
Well, I work for Wigan Council, as you mentioned, and a lot of people have got the perception that councils look after our bins and look after our people, but there's so much more to us than that. We've got different departments representing all sorts of different professions, different levels. So we've got planning, we've got environment, we've got social care. So for those people that want to get themselves involved with other people, we've got customer services. So if you don't want that actual personal contact, there's the contact over the telephone. We've got PR, and we've got roles such as mine in HR as well.
So a whole range of, like you say, a whole range of different jobs there, which may be different to the perception, as you say, as to what people see and think of when they think of councils in general. You say you're based obviously in Wigan, but are you based all in one office, or are you spread around the town?
No, we represent the borough and are actually out and about throughout the whole entire borough, from Wigan through Leigh, through Tyldesley, Atherton. Literally, you could be based anywhere across the borough when you come and work for the council.
Great. And you already given us a range there of different positions, different areas you can work for the council. But what kind of jobs are you recruiting for right now?
Right now, we've got some adult support workers, so helping support those individuals that can't be independent or alone. We've got some hub key workers, so supporting our children that need some help within their arena. We've got roles within education, lunchtime assistants, and we're gearing up for a future 50 apprenticeships over in our Places Directorate. So watch this space for those roles to be announced in the next couple of months.
Sounds brilliant, Kate. And obviously, you will have, I'm suspecting, a careers page or a jobs vacancy page on the Wigan Council website. Is that the best place to start if you're looking for these vacancies?
I would say go to greater.jobs, because that's where we advertise all our vacancies. So that's a collaboration of all local authorities across Greater Manchester, and it's where is our touch point. You can sign up for job alerts. If you can't find something that tickles your fancy today, you can still sign up for the areas that you are interested in, so that you're the first to hear about when those jobs go live.
So that's greater.jobs, and we will put up the link to that in the live jobs feed during the course of today. So thanks for sharing that, Kate. The people who then work for you at the council, you've obviously seen your fair share of CVs and applications, I guess, over the years. What sort of people do you think are most successful when they join you? What sort of attitude or what skill set do they tend to have that makes them successful when they come to work for you?
When you're working for the council, tenacity is a good thing. We have 3 behaviours that we really seek out in all our applicants, which is be positive, be accountable, and be courageous. So we want people that are coming on board to help and support our residents in whatever area they're working in the council.
And I know it sounds an obvious question, but why work for Wigan Council? What do you offer people who come to work for you?
It is a great organisation. Clearly, it's local authority, so there's all sorts of different pathways. The amount of people that start off in one particular area and then take a sidestep and go and work somewhere else that have actually come up through our grassroots, through our apprenticeship schemes, and hit the top. So it is a bit of a political beast. I'm not going to hide away from that in certain areas, but it is a great company, an organisation to actually support your communities and do the right thing by our communities and work for the best of the best, really. We were Council of the Year in 2019. We've got great rewards. We've got a great work-life balance. You can probably see that I'm working from home right now. Yes, some of that has been COVID-induced, but we're looking at ways to help people be flexible as well in their approach to work going forward, so we can capitalise on some of the good things that have actually come out of COVID.
Brilliant. And obviously you say there things have changed and people are working from home, but that will probably continue in some shape or form. So great if you're embracing that as a council. Finally, I just wanted to ask you, for people who are applying maybe on the back of this, or have seen something about any role today, you as a HR manager, again, you've seen a lot of people who've been successful, but you've been also quite frustrated, I guess, when you see a potential candidate who's not quite hit the mark with what their application needs to say or do. What hints and tips can you give people applying for any role today to make their application stand out?
I would say make sure that you are yourself, that you're true to yourself on your application. Make sure that your skills stand out, and that's not necessarily your actual qualifications, but what skills have you got? You might have been a stay-at-home mum, but actually your multitasking will have shot through the roof whilst you've been at home. Make sure that you link through some of your real-life examples to what you're actually doing and how that can take you through to being a great employee. And when you get there and get that interview, relax and be yourself. We don't want to see a potted version of you. We want the real you and bring you the whole you to that particular application process.
Great advice, Kate, and thanks so much for that, and also for your support of the Northwest Works for You event, which is taking place this week, and hopefully we'll get some vacancies filled for you on the back of this event as well. Thanks so much for your time, Kate, today. Look forward to
thank you.
No, my pleasure. And thank you for joining us here on the Jobs Live channel. We'll speak to you again, I'm sure, in the future. Thanks, Kate.
Good luck with your applications, everyone.
Capita is what we call a BPO, a business process outsourcing organisation, and it's one of the largest in the UK. We currently have around about 60,000 employees globally, although the bulk of those guys are based in the UK, around 45,000 people. We support in all manner of outsourcing. Across primarily the customer service space, which is why we're talking today. We manage multiple call centre locations across the UK and Ireland, and typically these sorts of outsources include mostly client-facing activity, supporting the likes of telecoms, utilities, retail, government, and anything that these guys need in order to support their clients at the other end of the process.
Perfect, that sounds lovely. So could you tell us whereabouts you guys are based?
So the company as a whole is based in the UK and mentioned offices globally as well. But for the purpose of today, we are supporting roles that we are recruiting for primarily in Prestonbrook and Manchester, although we also do have offices around the area in both Darwin and Bootle. Although it's worth noting that location and where we're based, I think in the current climate is probably not as important as it perhaps was 18 months ago, because we also have a large number of roles, more so than we've ever have done, that would be home working based too. So my advice would be for anyone looking to apply for a role at Capita is not to worry too much about the geography or the location. If those office spaces work very well for you, then superb, but if they don't, it's still worth applying because of our home working offering that we have currently.
What are the kind of roles that you're recruiting for presently for that flexibility?
Sure. So my role, I look after what we call our volume hiring, which is primarily supporting one of the business areas of Capita that's called customer management. And they are responsible for all of the outsourcing to the organisations that I mentioned earlier on. So typically we recruit for the same skill set on a regular basis, and it's often call centre advisors, sales and collections advisors, customer management, operational support officers, field monitoring roles. It tends to be anything that is very call centre based, that is supporting queries and concerns that come in from the customers of our customers.
Perfect, that sounds lovely. So what kind of people are you looking for to, one, fill that type of role and also your organisation?
I think I'm very passionate about working for Capita. I think it's a great organisation to work for. And what we're looking for is somebody that brings that enthusiasm with them too. I think customer centricity is at the heart of everything that we do. So somebody that is organised, resilient, a fabulous listener, has a huge amount of empathy and understanding, and is generally solutions focused. In a call centre, on any given day, the queries that a person can look after can vary dramatically. Some of them can be quite emotional, some of them very positive. At times, it's fair to say that we get the odd disgruntled customer. So the resilience piece is key. But somebody that's really solution driven, that wants to be able to help a client from the beginning of their problem through to the resolution, is somebody that would work very well for us. The customer centricity piece is the piece that I can't emphasise enough.
Perfect, that sounds amazing. So why would someone want to come and work at Capita and work for you?
Sure, I think there are a number of reasons. So as an organisation, over the last couple of years, we have been evolving. We've been on a path of transition. And I think it's clear that we have looked at simplification and really trying to make things better, both for our colleagues and for our customer base. And I think because of that, we were able to adapt so well to the first UK lockdown and to the second thereafter.
Well, that sounds just amazing and a great place to work. So do you have any hints or tips for anybody that might be wanting to apply today?
I think my biggest hint would be, don't worry or don't be concerned if you don't have a lengthy call centre background. For us, we are really we really want to attract people with the right behaviours rather than a typical skill set. It's all around, like I said earlier on, about supporting the customer. And if you're able to demonstrate throughout the assessment process that you have that level of dedication, solution driven, then you'll fare well through the process. So don't worry if you don't have the skill set that you think is required to do the role. We will provide the training that's necessary and the upskilling that you would need in order to do the role effectively. Throughout the process, there are a number of assessments that a person will go through, and some of them are quite funky. We work with a company called Arctic Shores, who looks after our AI, and you'll go through what is quite a dynamic assessment piece that's quite gamified and quite interesting, and you'll get a profile that comes out of the back of that, and that assessment allows us to assess your behaviours and your fit for our culture and our values, as opposed to looking at your core capabilities, which is secondary for us. So my view would be, if you feel like you are passionate about customer services, you're goal oriented, and you like the idea of problem solving, then Capita would be a fabulous organisation for you to work with. And like I say, if that fits your brief, apply. You wouldn't be, there'd be a myriad of opportunities available to you.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Tanya, for your time today. But unfortunately, that is all. Well, hopefully we'll be able to see you again on the Jobs Live channel very soon. But unfortunately for now, I must pass now back to Stuart. But thank you so much again.
Thank you very much.
Delighted to be joined today by Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Stuart. You okay?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Jobs Live channel for this Northwest Works for You event. Just tell us, before we get into what Kier does, what's your role there within Kier Construction?
Yeah, so I work on the highways sector of the business, and I'm an assistant HR business partner, so I look after all our highways contracts that we've got currently in the northwest of the Kier business, basically.
And we were saying earlier to Charlie and to Daniel from Talk and from McCann Health that I think your sector, like theirs, has seen a real boom, hasn't it? I mean, lots of projects being awarded, and which means you must be incredibly busy at the moment.
Yeah, if anything, we've got busier during COVID times as well. You know, a lot more demand from clients and things, a lot of infrastructure going up, and new contracts, awards. It's quite an exciting time, especially in the northwest where I'm based. It's a lot of exciting projects coming up, that's for certain.
And for those who may not have heard of Kier, just tell us briefly what you do as an organisation.
Yeah, so Kier is a construction company. We're up and down the UK, so we're not just in the northwest, we're all over. We have 4 core business units, which is in highways, infrastructure, construction and utilities. So we've got thousands of employees. We're one of the leaders in the market in construction. We try and collaborate together as one big company, even though we fall under 4 different sectors. So I'm primarily from the highways part of the business, and Lara, who you've seen before, my colleague, was from the build side. So from the highways point of view, we maintain motorways, so places like the M6 Getty Junction, we'll do all the maintenance and repairs on there, the potholes. We also work with a lot of local authority contracts up and down the business, fixing and maintaining, building new bypasses. And in terms of the build side, we'll build a lot of places like your office space, your schools, universities, prisons. There's all sorts going on. We built the Mersey Gateway as well in Merseyside. So really big infrastructure, exciting projects. And we have a big contract with utilities as well, where we work alongside Virgin Media and help with all aspects of it as well.
Certainly sounds like there's a lot going on there. And the perception of construction, as you'll know from people who look out inside to you and look at your organisation and think, I don't want to work on a building site. It's much more than that, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. And that's one of the messages that we try and put out there quite a lot. For me, working highways, people just assume, it's just, road workers, people filling potholes, this, that and the other. But there's so much more to it. We've got roles like graphic designers and the communication side, the marketing side, IT, everything like that, really. Human resources, there's so much more. The design element around it all as well, the project management. It's not just a case of being a builder on site or roadworks.
Yeah, and I think that's getting through to people watching this broadcast today, because Ben, who's just put up, and I think one of your colleagues, Kane, who's on the chat today, I was wondering if any of your jobs relate to advertising, marketing, or even sales. So even with an organisation like yours in construction, you need those people, don't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, our marketing and comms space at the moment is, you know, the stakeholder side of it all, dealing with the public, going out there, liaising with the public, and making sure, you know, we're doing our job the best and not disturbing people. And to the point of internal comms, you know, we've got to have all that set up in place for not just our internal employees, but everyone else out there external as well. It's a very, very big department we've got in Kier.
Sounds great. And I think a lot of these opportunities exist on your careers page. So if you haven't already, go to the Kier careers page and you'll see lots of what Laura's been mentioning there. Can I just talk about the different people that apply to you then? I mean, obviously, you have a certain type of individual that you're attracted to, that wants to work for you, or you want to work with them. You know, can you give us an insight as to kind of people you're looking for to join Kier?
Yeah, so our values are basically collaborative, forward thinking and trusted. So if you feel that you can match them values, then you're the person for us. Basically, I mean, we try, you know, our best to attract a diverse range of different people from different backgrounds, whether that's, you know, people just starting off on career journeys such as early careers, you know, work experience, apprentices, graduates, all the way through to, you know, to senior employers. We do a lot of work, you know, trying to get people in from different backgrounds and to transfer them skills into the business. For example, we're working a lot with ex-military at the moment because there's so many transferable skills out there that they can bring into our business, whether you're from construction, retail, gas, anywhere. There's so many transferable skills into the construction industry. We want to really pass that message out there. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, come to us. We are an inclusive employer.
And the kind of, you know, the benefits of working for Kier then, just touch on them if you may. You know, why would someone want to work for Kier in the first place?
I mean, overall, I mean, this is from my personal experience. They're a really supportive employer. You know, we have many things in place from, you know, we have line manager training. We know managers are a big part of someone's employment. So we have a lot of manager training to make sure they can actually look after the employee, not look after, but you know what I mean, ensure they're supported. We have many benefits in place to attract people to the business, but it goes a lot deeper than that in terms of, I suppose, upskilling people. You might think, oh, we've come into a job and that's it. We, you know, for those who are really willing, we will put time, money and effort into you to upskill you to the best you can. For example, myself, you know, I started off as a HR administrator. I've been here nearly 7 years now, and they've put me through my level 3 HR qualification, level 5, and I've just recently passed my master's. So I came from not a lot of GCSEs coming into this environment, and they're really, really willing to upskill you and put the money and effort into you if you're willing to give that back. So it's a really good employer.
Thank you, Laura. And it's great to see that support is in place, and that's one of the reasons why companies are getting involved with this pledge and this event, because it is more than just, like you say, taking people on. It's supporting them, it's mentoring them and making sure they're as successful as they can be. You also take on apprentices, like a lot of construction companies. Like, you know, coming in as an apprentice is another great way of joining your industry, isn't it?
It really is. And again, just to pick up on the mentoring comment that you came with, you know, we have dedicated early careers teams within the business. So it's not just a case of getting an apprentice in or a graduate or work experience. We actually have staff there employed to actually take them through that career journey, and you know, it won't just stop once they become a permanent employee. You know, we really are dedicated to looking after the apprentices and supporting them through the journey and making sure that they get everything they can do out of it.
Yeah, and over the past 12 months, I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes, a lot of people working from home like yourself. It's been, I know, and you've had to adapt to that. So for some people joining you, that will still be the case, that they'll still need to work remotely for now?
For now, I mean, we've been operating as business as usual in the construction industry. You know, if anything, like I say, we've got busy, so we do still have quite a lot of sites, COVID secure, safe sites up and running. So we like to see it as that person's preference quite a lot of the time. You know, if people do have to work from home, do you want to work from home that first day, or would you prefer to come into the office for a couple of days a week perhaps and work it that way? We give it as the person's preference going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, as today's been about support as well and getting people, so they can apply and be successful. You know, you've obviously seen your fair share, Laura, I'm guessing, of CVs and applications and people going through that process. You know, what's the key ingredients to get somebody to be successful and get to interview stage?
Yeah, I think with me, overall, doing a bit of research on the company and, you know, applying for the job, do a bit of research. If you're not too sure what that job is, have a, further look and kind of just be open and honest. If there's not something you've experienced but you're willing to learn more about, then just let us know. Researching the company, I think any company will definitely help you. It shows that you're interested and you've done your research on the type of company you're working for, what they've done in the past. And I think, when it gets to interview stage at all, we do quite like seeing, when you share your examples of, how you've worked well in a team, what you've done, how you've done to mentor others or help people better themselves. Them sort of responses really do shine out, especially in a company like Kia, where we're very people orientated.
And for you personally, can I just ask, what's the best thing about working for Kia? What do you enjoy the most?
Ooh, definitely the people. I'd probably say, I'm not sure if that's going to be a common answer, but the people that make it and having good management in the business. We've had a lot of changes in Kia recently, and we've got a really good CEO that works for the business, very people orientated. We've just got everyone's amazing. The people are amazing. It's the people that make a business at the end of the day. And yeah, I think it's it, the people.
And just on a final note from you, what do you hope this will achieve for you as an organisation and for people who are looking for work? What do you hope will come out of this event?
Well, hopefully, a lot of people applying for our roles. I specifically look after a project in Blackpool and Liverpool at the moment. And, trying to get people to apply from a local area and, people around the Northwest has been proven a bit difficult in certain areas like Blackpool. So just to have that bit more encouragement for people to apply for the roles and, don't be too scared whether you think you can or you can't do it. Apply, ask the questions. It might be a case of you've got a lot of transferable skills. We just need to break it down a bit more. So just don't be afraid of applying and get to the website.
Absolutely. And I think that's what the channel is all about today as well. It's a chance to have a one-to-one chat with, Laura and the team there at Kia. This is a golden opportunity really whilst they're online to get in touch. And if you join this late, don't worry, there's still plenty of chances to do just that. Go to the Kia partner page and ask a question, or you can ask it through the main event, which I know a lot of them have already been doing this morning. There's been quite a few questions, Laura, you'll be pleased to know, while we've been chatting to you here for the last 5 minutes or so. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us today for the Northwest Works for You event, Laura. Hopefully, for your point of view, you've convinced people that it's not just about hard hats and muddy boots. There's a lot more that goes on in the construction industry. So thank you for sharing that with us. And we're going to shortly meet up with Amanda from Stockport Homes, keeping that building and construction link going this morning. But before we do that, we have a short interview. We met up with Sue from IMAP to tell us more about what IMAP do in the region. Thanks, Laura. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the event. So next up, we're going to meet up with Darren Appleby from Pathways CIC. Hi, Darren. Pleased to meet you.
Hi, Stuart. You okay there?
Yeah, very good. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Jobs Live channel. I know before you just get into your presentation, you're going to just tell us a little bit about what your role is there. What's your sort of day-to-day role there at Pathways CIC?
Project coordinator. So my role is primarily focused on supporting the individual link workers out in practice, and also primarily around data analysis. most of my time is spent looking at spreadsheets, which is nice.
Well, someone has to. So, and I'm sure you enjoy it. You can't beat.
I do indeed. Yeah.
You can't beat a good spreadsheet, can you? So,
oh no,
no. So I know I'm going to let you crack on with your presentation. You're going to talk to us about the organisation and the roles you've got and the kind of people you're looking for to work for you in the future. But just quickly, whereabouts are you based, by the way? Whereabouts is Pathways CIC?
We're based in Crewe, but our projects cover pretty much the whole of the Northwest, from South Cheshire right the way up to Greater Manchester.
So you'd be interested in hearing from anybody really in the region who's interested in joining you in the future?
I think so, yeah, because our primary care networks, and I'll go into this in more detail, but we cover from South Cheshire up to the north of Vale Royal, so Northwich, Winsford, those kind of areas, and then coming down towards Middlewich, Sandbach and Crewe. So that's our patch.
Perfect. Thanks so much. I think you're going to attempt anyway. This is the first time we've tried this live. We're going to do a screen share. So if you could try that and then we'll get on with your presentation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thank you, Stuart.
Just give Darren a few seconds to show us his presentation. I think we can see it now. There we go. So yeah, we can see it all clear on the screen. So over to you, please, Darren.
Thank you very much, Stuart. So yeah, welcome everybody. I'm Darren Appleby. I'm the Social Prescribing Coordinator for Pathways CIC. As Stuart has mentioned there, we're based over in Crewe, but we predominantly cover from South Cheshire through up to Greater Manchester, so a lot of the Northwest area. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about our organisation and particularly the roles that we cover and the roles that we are particularly looking to recruit for most recently. I'll go through this in a fairly rapid, but if anybody's got any questions, please feel free. So our organisation was formed in 2006 with a social enterprise based on innovation and forward thinking. We deliver health, work and wellbeing programs designed to create sustainable change for individuals and local communities. And it's all based around enabling people to live happier and healthier lives. We are one of the top 100 social enterprises in the UK. We hold gold accreditation from Investors in People, and we're identified as one of the top 10% of IIP employers. And we recently gained the Small Business of the Year 2020 award. As our consequence of our commitment for delivering best practice, we hold contracts both across the public and private sector, within local authorities and within NHS England. We've supported in excess of 55,000 people. We've saved over 1,265,000 days of waiting time for access into primary care services. And we've saved the country in excess of over £29 million in economic benefits for the communities we serve. Our commitment is all about outcomes and return on investment, and that enables us to have a stable blueprint for future ongoing investment. Just a little bit about our Investors in People. We strongly believe that a good employer's best asset is our staff. We have a great workforce that come to work for Pathways. We have quite a number of benefits. For example, you get your birthday off, which is great. I had mine last week, thanks. But the external assessment confirmed that the people who work for Pathways enjoy it. It marries into their own personal ethos. So we're very much around support for staff. It's a challenging job. It's a difficult. It can be difficult working with people who are going through difficulties themselves, but we ensure that our staff are supported in every step of that. The staff have got a strong sense of ownership and pride in their work, and we particularly kind of encourage people to feel empowered in the judgments that they make. We're very much around autonomy. We're very much around self-management, and really giving that people that autonomy to take decisions, which I feel is really important. Moving on to the recruitment phase, we're currently looking for 3 specific vacancies. Those are the vacancies that we're currently recruiting for. Now, these roles I'll go into in more detail, but as a whole, they require a very positive attitude and also that element of working hard as part of the local primary care team. So it's about being embedded in the local GP surgeries, really delivering the service at point of need. Where there are gaps in skill sets, We provide comprehensive skills training through formal NHS-based training, our own internal training, and also elements of peer support, both locally and nationally. The roles, the social prescribing roles that we recruit for, you're part of a wider team, not only within Pathways and then further within the NHS, but also on that national basis as well. Naturally, we have COVID-safe working practices, and many of our link workers are currently based out in practice now in a COVID-safe environment, but some are continuing to work from home, and that's really based on what those particular practices require. A little bit of an overview of what social prescribing is. We are kind of innovative in the way that we deliver social prescribing. It's a way for agencies to refer people to a link worker and vice versa. We give people time, we focus on what matters to them, and we take that holistic approach to people's health and well-being. We connect people to community groups and statutory services for practical and emotional support. And we support existing community groups to be accessible and sustainable. We also help people to start new groups, and we work very much in partnership with all our local partners. We can't do our jobs without that local partnership framework in place. What social prescribing actually is primarily finding different ways of treating people's barriers. Many of the barriers that people face are potentially social, but also have that potential to be negatively impacting on their health. So by working with people with one or more long-term conditions, maybe people who need support with mental health, people who are lonely or isolated, or have complex social needs, those can all affect their health and their well-being. We believe very strongly that people, given the options and the empowerment, we believe very much that people can actually make the right choice and get towards their end goal. Now, the roles that we're currently recruiting for, we're looking for generalist social prescribing link workers. So those are people who will work with a range of patients being referred by GP practices, and we create additionality. So in other words, we're offering an additional level of service to what a GP would normally offer. We're non-clinical in that respect, so we don't prescribe medication, but what we do prescribe is kind of a different way of thinking about health. So it might be, for example, we know that the links between physical health and mental health are really strong. So by doing our holistic assessments at the start of the engagement, we can clearly understand what the needs of patients are. We can look at their health behaviours, their management of health, and their self-care strategies, and we can connect then patients to the appropriate support beneficial to their lifestyle needs. A whole reason to do this is to reduce pressure on primary care by supporting dependency on primary care, and particularly with GP appointments, by addressing the non-medical needs of patients and those wider determinants of ill health. We do recognise that up to 20% of all GP appointments are actually non-clinical. People sometimes just need advice, and that's where we step in. The mental health link workers, however, are slightly more specialised. Those are trained counsellors, therapists who play an active role in a patient's healthcare, and they engage particularly patients in their mental health needs through undertaking assessments to understand that mental health need and their health behaviour. We connect, again, patients to appropriate support, and we reduce, again, that particular pressure on primary care by supporting those patients who perhaps are a little bit dependent on primary care. We've got the potential to reduce medication costs as well, because we look at different things like health and well-being in terms of mindfulness, in terms of counselling, and those other kinds of forms of therapeutic care, which actually might go some way to actually give people the empowerment to make those changes. Social prescribers play a variety of different roles, and on the screen at the moment, you've got key areas. We promote physical and emotional health and well-being. We're about cost effectiveness and sustainability by preventing many people having that dependency on primary care. And also we do actually affect people's prescribing of medication as well. We build up local communities. So as part of the third sector, we play our part within the local community groups and the local community framework. Where we've got gaps in community organisations, we can help to fill them. We can help people to promote their own groups. We can also help people to develop and establish their own groups as well. We focus on behaviour change. So things like lifestyle, abilities to self-care, patient activation and motivation, plus also learning new skills. The capacity to build up the voluntary care sector is through things like volunteering, and we've encouraged and supported people into volunteering roles. That happens quite a lot. We look also at the social determinants of ill health. So we help people to improve their employability, reduce their isolation. We reach out to marginalised groups. We also provide key advice and support in a range of different areas where people might sometimes feel that they are slightly excluded from their own control over their health. What kind of people are we looking for? Well, in terms of our social prescribing link worker roles, we're looking for people for the mental health side who are working towards or currently hold BACP accreditation. We're looking for people with, again, on the mental health side, who have clinical knowledge and expertise and want to develop that further. From a more general perspective, we're looking for solution-focused people, people that can see an end goal and can map out a route towards that. They build relationship with practices, with patients, with community groups and organisations, and also other partners. A lot of it is around effective time management and caseload management, but we very much believe in the person-centred approach. Our clients, our patients are the key to this. And without their buy-in and without providing them with clear goals, then we ain't going to get where we need to be. But definitely we're around that positive aspect, that aspect which inspires trust, confidence, and motivation. And as a result, we encourage people to be self-managing and working towards that end goal. In more focus, the social prescribing link worker, the salary bands are between 22,000 and 26,999. We do consider part-time, we do consider flexible working. We're based in local GP practices in and around the South Cheshire and Vale Roy area. We're currently at the moment looking for a social prescribing link worker on a 0.4 basis in Nantwich, but we also have vacancies ongoing and upcoming for a variety of areas through the SMASH PCM, which is Sandbach, Middlewich, Scholar Green and Haslington, the Winsford area, and the Chelford and Hanforth, Alderley Edge and Wilmslow. We have another role which is available to us at the moment, which we're currently recruiting for, and that's a care coordinator. It's a slightly different role than a social prescriber because they actually provide extra time and capacity to support patients preparing for or in following up clinical conversations they've had with their primary care professionals. Again, they will work closely with GP practices and they'll make sure that appropriate support is made available to patients and their carers and ensuring that their changing needs are addressed. What that means on a day-to-day basis is that you support patients by putting in place care support plans. You make sure that their care is connected and prioritized. You ensure that people don't fall through the cracks, especially where there's patient changes to health or healthcare needs. And you'll focus again on what matters to the patient, supporting them to take an active role in their own healthcare. It is all about supporting patients, helping them to take an active part of decision-making around their care. You'll be a vital part of the primary care and you'll be working in the practices as a member of that primary care team. Sometimes you might even be involved in the COVID-19 response, and some of our care coordinators have recently been involved in vaccination programs and also administrating some of the vaccination program as well. So it's a really diverse role, the care coordinator. Very similar kind of basis around the people that we want. We want people with excellent communication skills and understanding of health and social care, either formally or informally. We need positivity. We need people that can adapt and maintain professional relationships. We're looking for that organisational skills, the time management skills. It's a very busy role. It's around good written skills for report writing, but also data management and IT skills. Many of our programs are based on the EMIS system, but don't worry, loads of training on hand to get you up to speed on that one. As regarding the care coordinator's salary band is slightly low, but it's still an important role. It's 19,000 to 23,000. Again, we will consider part-time and flexible working patterns, and we currently have vacancies working in GP practices in Crewe and in Northwich. Key thing now is how to actually apply. Because our Pathways website is just gone through an update, all our vacancies are posted on there, and we also post our vacancies upon Indeed. Please feel free to take a look at our website for our latest vacancies, and it's an ongoing process. So even if you find that there isn't anything available for your particular locality, by all means, if we're interested, if you're interested in joining us, then we're interested in speaking to you. Send your CVs over to Jeanette.Harradine@Pathways and we'll go through an initial conversation to try and find out exactly where your skills lie and how they can fit together with our programs. We'll go through an interview with a panel with recommendations then to the primary care network who conduct the final interview. So that's the end of the information. If you need any further information, please send any questions, any details to yvonne.clark@pathwayscic.co.uk or jeanette.harradine@pathwayscic.co.uk. And again, our website at pathwayscic.co.uk has all our vacancies, plus there's loads of information on there around the kind of services that we delivered, the case studies of people who we've actually worked with. I think it's fairly safe to say that we have actually changed people's lives, and we continue to do that on a day-to-day basis. Thanks very much for your time, and I'm more than happy to have a chat about any further questions that you might have, Stuart.
Thank you so much for that, Darren. Very comprehensive review there of the vacancies and, of course, what Pathways CIC do. There's been a few people on the chat as well talking about the presentation. So if you and your team wouldn't mind jumping on there. Joe, in particular, Joe C, was asking, I'm training to be a mindfulness teacher, and as a BACP counsellor, would I be able to work as a social prescriber before I qualify? Don't need to answer that right now, but if you could just jump on the chat and maybe respond to Joe and anybody else. And I know your team are supporting us throughout the rest of this event, so thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No, Darren, I'm sorry we're going to have to leave it there, but I know you said you continue on the chat and helping people during the course of this event, so please feel free to. And if you are getting in touch with Pathways, as Joe has done, make sure you tag them in your questions. So put the @ a bit like Twitter, put the @ and then Pathways CIC. Really nice to meet you, Darren. Thanks so much for that information. Really, really useful. And we'll hopefully see you back here again on the Jobs Live channel. Take care. We're going to meet up with Natasha from Creative Support. Hi, Natasha.
Hi, Stuart.
Thanks so much for joining us live here on the Jobs Live channel to talk about a little bit more about what your organisation does. But before we do that, what's your role there, Natasha, at Creative Support? What do you do?
So I'm the recruitment manager for Creative Support, and I've been with the company, for over 12 years now. And I think that says a lot about the company. We're a not-for-profit, and we're based in Stockport. We work in over 65 local authorities. And my role really today is just to talk about the company. Obviously, with COVID and with the furlough scheme, we have a lot of people who may work in hospitality or retail or different sectors, who may not have been in paid employment before. And I recognise how scary that is when you're going to a new role, especially if it's health and social care. So I just want to talk a bit about how easy it is to get into health and social care, what you need in terms of experience and qualifications, and just to ease people into getting back into work and to applying to ourselves, hopefully.
So what kind of roles are we talking about there? It seems to be quite a variety, and for some people maybe sometimes they don't know what those roles truly are. So do you also help them understand what those roles mean in beyond the title?
Absolutely, Stuart. So we have our support worker roles. So that's generally supporting adults with, it might be somebody with a learning disability who lives in their own home. It might be somebody with mental health needs who needs support to go out to the bank or to go shopping. It might be an older person who lives in their own home and might need some support with dressing in the morning or with preparing a meal. We support adults all over England, and it really depends on the person. So people are different, people's needs are different. So our our goal is to give somebody the support that they need based on who they are and what they require. And yet you're absolutely right, our roles vary. So we have support worker roles, but we also have roles based on head office or regional offices. So we're looking for an IT technician at the minute, looking for someone to join our learning and development team. So it really does vary depending on your background and what you're looking for.
Yeah, and I know your team have been on the live chat. What struck you about the kind of questions and the individuals out there? Because you may not necessarily get that access to them in the way you've got this over the last few days.
No, I think that's been really helpful. And what's really struck me is that people are so keen to just know whether it's something that they can apply for, if it's something that they'd want to do. It can be quite overwhelming for people. So what I'd say really in terms of the questions that we've had is you don't need any care experience, you need any qualifications to come and work in health and social care, to come and work for creative support. What we do look for is we're looking for the right values and ethos for it. So we want somebody who's caring, who's compassionate, and who wants to help. And I think what we've learned from the pandemic is that people really want to give back. You know, we were clapping for key workers, we're clapping for the NHS, and we're all working really, really hard together to support everybody in England. And I think people want to be a key worker. You know, during health and social care, during creative support, we've been supporting our staff to have a vaccine. Most of our staff are on their second dose of a vaccine. It's a great role to come into if you want to make a difference, you want to do something different, and you get to go home every day, you know, and you get to tell your family you love them, you've helped someone, and it's a fun job and it's a safe job. Every day is genuinely different. No 2 days are the same at Creative Support, and you get to do things that you might want to do. So you might be supporting somebody who, you know, wants to go for long walks in the countryside. For you, that's great. That's a great match. You might be supporting somebody to apply for jobs or go shopping on their own for their first time. It's a huge remit in terms of things that you can do and the change somebody make.
And I just want to pick up on what you just said there, Natasha, is because of the pandemic, have you seen a notable increase in the number of people who do want to help people? And has that brought people forward that may not have considered this industry in the first place, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely true. So we have lots of applications. We have applications from 17, 18-year-olds who are at college, who are doing a health and social care course, who, you know, want to roll, want to work, and want to make a difference in their community. We have people who've worked, you know, at Debenhams or at Topshop for 20 years and want to do something different now that those companies have gone under. It really does vary, and we do take people with a wide variety of backgrounds. We're a Investors in People silver employer, so that's really important to us in terms of what we put into to our staff. We're not for profit, so that's hugely important to what we give to our service users. We're a Stonewall Diversity Champion as well, so that means we encourage people from different backgrounds, LGBTQ community, LGBT plus Q community, as well as BAME groups.
Brilliant. And can I just ask about, I mean, we ask this from all the employees who come in, is that those hints and tips, you know, to get people seen by you, because I'm sure you've seen your fair share as recruiting manager of CVs. What makes a good CV for you? Let's start with that. What would you say to people now to make sure their CV stands out?
For me, I'd want someone who's just honest about why they want to work for Creative Support or whichever organisation you're applying for. Just be genuine. You know, if you haven't been in work for a long time, say, you know, I've been a stay-at-home mum for 20 years, I want to come back into work, make a difference. But try and have a look at your skill set yourself. You know, most recruitment managers will know when we're looking at a CV or an application form what your transferable skills are. But I want you to tell me, why you think you'd be good at this job. Why would I want to hire you? Because that's something that I can't see. So yeah, be honest. Talk about your recruitment history. Tell me about your 5-year work history, what you've been doing, where you've been, what it is that interests you and who you are as a person. That's what I want to see when we get to interview stages as well. I want to know who that person is genuinely. I'm not interested in buzzwords. I'm not interested in, you know, a presentation. I want to know who that person is, because at the end of the day, we're supporting vulnerable adults, and I want to make sure that's the right match, that it's a right match for the person applying for the role. It's a right match for the company as well.
No, that's great advice. Thank you for that, Natasha. And can I just remind people of your website? So if they want to go to that now, and I know you're going to put this up in the live chat as well, but what is the website for people to go to?
It's www.creativesupport.co.uk. You can always call our head office as well, 0161 236 0829, or you can pop me an email. It's natasha.palmer@creativesupport.co.uk.
So that's been Natasha Palmer here on the Jobs Live channel from Creative Support, a fantastic organisation doing some great work with vulnerable people, and there's stacks, isn't there, of care jobs available if they go onto that website, Natasha, right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And get in touch if you've got any queries.
Perfect. Well, that's what it's all about today. It's about getting in touch with these employers, including Creative Support. So feel free to use the live chat and even go to the Creative Support partner page. And the guys are there now ready to have a private conversation with you. Thanks so much for your time, Natasha, here on the Jobs Live channel. Thanks for giving up your time to talk to us about your organisation, and stay in touch.
That's great. Thanks, Stuart.
Take care.
The Jobs Live channel is an innovative, interactive, moderated online channel that brings job opportunities directly into the home, classroom, or business. The Jobs Live channel is free to the end user and does not require any additional equipment to be purchased or licenses to be downloaded. Since 2016, the Jobs Live channel and the Learn Live channel have supported the futures of people across the UK by delivering over 2,000 live broadcasts and reaching over 10 million people in schools, colleges, and the wider community. The Jobs Live channel can be attended by an unlimited number of individuals simply by logging into the channel and joining the live broadcast. The broadcasts can be customised to showcase an organisation's vacancies and profile, provide live video feeds and live jobs, and have a running commentary from our studios to review the latest job opportunities available across the UK. The Jobs Live channel is a partnership with businesses and the DWP and works continuously to link job seekers to employers and educate them about the types of companies available within the economy. The channel is already working successfully with companies like Balfour Beatty, Network Rail, the NHS, alongside hundreds of businesses supported by the local economic partnerships. Individuals and employees are encouraged to ask questions during the broadcasts via the channel's moderated live chat facility directly to the Jobs Live channel partners. The Jobs Live channel can offer you the following: a channel which gives employers and partners the opportunities to promote and discuss their current vacancies to a captive audience of job seekers. Dedicated channel pages for your business to host video content both live and on demand. An innovative, moderated live chat facility on your channel page to provide real-time interaction between customers and businesses. Fully searchable live jobs applet for customers to locate the latest vacancies and watch videos from employers discussing the roles available. Finally, using our trusted methods and our extensive knowledge of this market, our project plans ensure all resources and step-by-step processes are met in line with timescales and budgets. We look forward to working with your business in the future on the Jobs Live channel. Thank you for watching.
Delighted now to be joined by Colin Stewart from the DWP. Hello, Colin.
Hi, Stuart. Hello, folks.
Thanks so much for joining us. live here on the Jobs Live channel. We have met you before. I know I've seen your video from when we met you when we were talking about this event, and now we're here doing it live. Before we get into things, just tell us very quickly what your role is there, please, at the DWP.
So yeah, hi. So I look after all our job centres and our service centres, basically job seeker services and universal credit in the northwest and big parts of Yorkshire as well.
Perfect. So this is very much at the heart of your region, this event, and seeing all these companies get together, over 80 organisations already joining this channel. I mean, when you first set this up, I mean, what did you think was going to happen? I mean, you know, we talked about the comparison between a physical jobs event and this. What do you think the benefits are of doing it this way, Colin?
So when we set it up, we tried something similar in Cheshire, and the ideas come out of Cheshire, and I'm really proud that this is, oh, I've got a cuckoo clock going off in here. I'm really proud that this is coming out of the Northwest, because I think we're going to take this model and we're going to roll with it, because it gets such reach across thousands and thousands of job seekers. People are able to access it. You can get onto it quickly, and I think it brings our employers closer to our job seekers as well. It's a community place-based approach. People are more into it. It's got that local feel. So I think it's a brilliant model, and I already know that we're going to take this and do it differently, in different places around the country. So really proud of it, Stuart. Really proud of what it's become.
I appreciate that, Colin. And obviously, what we thought was at the start of all of this, a place to match people with work. What we've seen, I think, over the last few days in particular, is the range of support people are getting as well from both employers and the DWP. Something which you all need, don't you, when you're searching for work?
Yeah, totally. So we've all been in that position. I think, you know, I've been there 3 or 4 times. I've been redundant 3 times, actually, in my career. I think it's pretty common now. So we need the support. DWP provide loads of support. And I know the employers in this event have been fantastic at helping people understand, you know, what they're going to see at interview or how to shape their applications to give them the best opportunities. Just remember, folks, anyone listening to this or watching it, we've got nearly 4,000 work coaches in the Northwest. And they're there. You can access through your journal or on the phone or on email to help you get ready. Lots of different training, lots of different ways we can do that. And we're getting some good feedback already, I think, from employers and from job seekers who are at the event on how we can do that. So don't be shy, is what I'd say, to ask for the support and help. For many of us, certainly when I was in that position, I hadn't done anything like that for quite a long time. And I had a book I got from the library in about 1995 or something. Things change, the world changes, and the process changes. So use us.
Yeah, and you can only be what you can see. That's the truth, isn't it, Colin? So if you don't know about these organisations on your doorstep, you know, or even in the region, you're never going to know about them, and you may miss some great opportunities. So it is about educating people as well today, isn't it?
Yeah, completely. So I think there's something like 80 employers that you guys and everybody have brought together here, and thousands of vacancies. So educating yourselves if you're out there on how to go about it, on who's there, the reach that this has got, I think, is one of the most powerful things about it. No matter where you're sat in rural Cheshire, you know, if you're up in Merseyside, if you're in the middle of a city, you're still able to connect here and talk to these employers, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. And what we've seen as well over the last few days, and we've seen it before in the Cheshire event, is those connections being made, you know, where you can just find out more. The employer can find out a bit more about you and then take you on to the next level of application. We're just going to bring up, while you're chatting, Colin, if I may, the latest situation for vacancies across the Northwest. We've got 14,898 opportunities. Looking at the website now, this is the findajob.dwp.gov.uk, and I'm sure you'll promote this and tell people this is the go-to place, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, there's 15,000 odd, as you say, vacancies on there. So a very wide range of vacancy type as well, which is important to point out. So it's not all one type of vacancy. There's something, basically, there is something there for everyone at different stages of a career with different skill sets. So go on to it, create your account, get alerts, get those matched alerts, nominate your skills, get the skills alerts matching going, and it'll fire you out the vacancies that'll be appropriate for you. And again, those work coaches are there to support you to do that and to help you through any of the process. There's loads of information out there. I think, staying positive through all of this, using events like this, that everybody involved, and thanks to McCann Health Media Communications, and thanks to Talk and you guys, Stu, for helping put all of this on and sponsoring it and committing to it as well. So plenty of help out there. I suppose, Stu, what I'd honestly say is it's been a rough 12 months for a lot of people. Let's be really honest about that. But we can see in the Northwest, in the places that you're talking about, in the cities, in the more rural areas, that there are growth sectors, that there are companies that are coming out of this and growing, and that, the furlough point will change at some point, and the economy is coming back, and we can see if things start to open up, more and more vacancies, we can see them coming through, and it will snowball, and there will be lots of opportunity. But please, everybody listening, just use the support that all these guys are putting on.
Thanks so much, Colin. And just finally, before we let you go, what do you want to see happen now? Because we've done a number of these events. This is the biggest one so far. We're going to carry on the channel promoting opportunity and educating people. What would you like to see happen? What's the legacy of this?
So, I just start with the feedback. The feedback's been amazing. So the feedback from employers has been great. And the feedback from our job seekers has been incredible too. And we're all about just getting people into work, So what I want to see from this is more of these. So I think this gives us that word reach, gives us a connection and the reach that brings together the local employers through this kind of way of working with all the job seekers. So I know we've had some, illustrious names come and support this. And the reason they do that is because it's not small scale, and it's big hitting, and it's going to get lots of people into work. So I'll be trying to take this model and the way we do it and do it again across the north, in the Midlands, down through London. And hopefully we can use this as just another tool, because what we're all about is desperately trying to help people get the skills they need and get into work. And that's what we're all about.
Brilliant. Well, it's a pleasure again to meet you, Colin, here on the Jobs Live channel. Thanks so much for your time today. Love to have you back on as well at some point to give us another update as we do roll this out across the regions, and to keep updated with what's going on in DWP. So thank you so much for your time. And enjoy the rest of your Easter, I hope. Have we had a chance to have some downtime?
Yeah, a little bit. And thanks to you, Stu, and to everybody involved, Jobs Live, everything we're doing here. Thanks to all the employers. Thanks to everybody that's taken part. It's fantastic what we're doing. It really is.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Colin. Take care. We've now been joined by Sarah Williams. Hi, Sarah.
Hi. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us on the Jobs Live channel. Are you well?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm really pleased to be here this morning.
Yeah, and thanks for taking some time out to talk to us about what sounds like a really exciting and useful jobs portal you have there that covers the Cheshire and Warrington. And just remind people, you're part of the LEP in that area, aren't you, at Cheshire and Warrington? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So I work with the Local Enterprise Partnership and I lead on digital skills.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to let you just show us this exciting website. So if you could share your screen and then show us a bit more about it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully you can see my screen there.
Yeah, and we're just going to put a link to this website as well up, Sarah, as you're talking in the live chat. So if anybody wants to go straight to this website now, they can do that. So tell us a bit more about how it works.
Great, thank you. So the Cheshire and Warrington Opportunities portal, it's free to use and it's a single place to search for jobs, apprenticeships and training courses. It has 12,000 to 14,000 vacancies that are updated every 30 minutes, and it pulls those vacancies from a whole range of different websites, job posting websites, so it's quite a rich source. And if you know the sort of job you're looking for, you can just type in the keyword. So I've just put digital in here. To spell it correctly. You can choose to search for all apprenticeships, courses or jobs, or just choose one of them. I'll leave it on all. And you can also change the distance, so you can have all of Cheshire and Warrington, or you can pop in a postcode. So if I just pop in, just pop it in here. So, oops.
Oh, there's nothing like doing it live, is there, Sarah?
I was going to copy and paste it, but I've closed my window. There we go.
Don't worry.
There. Right, so click on the search. Now what that's going to bring back on this next screen is jobs coded in red, apprenticeships in orange, and blue for training courses. So you'll see as I scroll down the list, the colours are changing here. And then you can just click apply now to directly apply for that job on the job site that it's been posted from. Now, if you don't know the sorts of keywords to type in, we've pre-populated some searches for industries in sectors that are growing in Cheshire and Warrington, and then those that have the highest levels of employment as well. So if I click on logistics and distribution, it's exactly the same sort of screen it's going to take me to with the same coding, but it's automatically put the keywords in for me here. If you want to find out more about different sectors, you can either click on industry sectors here. So if you're not too sure maybe what we mean by digital and tech, or down here I can click, and then it shows me the same headings, but where I can find more information out now. So if I click on digital and technology, it gives me some key facts and figures about working in that area, the sorts of skills I might need, and then it pulls the jobs related to that directly onto that page, links to local employers, so you can click and link off to their website, and then pulls in the apprenticeships and courses further down the screen. And there is also a careers directory, I'll show you on the right here, and that has 350 different job roles. So if I choose, say, web design from the bottom, and if I just click there, it's then going to take me through to key information. It comes from a variety of sources. Some of it's from the National Careers Service that we've populated here. So salaries, descriptions of the jobs, the main sorts of tasks, qualifications needed, what people studying that did in higher education, and then the prospects going forward, and then it pulls jobs again in related to that specific sector. As well as that, there's lots of information around redundancy help, maybe starting your own business, information on how to get a job. We link through to the find it down here. Find a Job, which I think you've been talking about on the jobs fair this morning, which is Job Centre Pluses and their job help. And then the final thing I was just going to show you is we have a retrain and upskill section. So as well as the courses that are automatically pulled in from the portal, we've listed some that might be useful for you. Most of them are free. This one here, LinkedIn, Microsoft and GitHub, they've identified the 10 most in-demand jobs and developed a series of courses to help people develop skills linked to those. Lloyds Banking Academy focuses on things like tips for CVs and digital skills. And then finally down here, we've got some free webinars coming up about careers goals, creating a CV, and your own personal brand. So if I just go back to the main home page here again, so just a quick recap, there's 12 to 14,000 vacancies updated every 30 minutes from a whole variety of places. And finally, I know that everybody, so this is a Northwest Jobs Fair this morning, so we've got links to our other portals that do a similar thing in our neighbouring regions, and ours are Manchester and Greater Manchester, so Liverpool City and Greater Manchester. But once you click on that, you can then move from one region to another, and they're all listed at the bottom here. So I don't know if you have any questions, Stuart, if there's anything that's come up in the chat.
No, Sarah, that seems really useful, actually. The chat is live at the moment, and so what we'll do is we'll get people, if they've got any questions about your website, to feed them in. And I know you'll be on the chat later to help anybody who needs more information about this. So thank you so much, Sarah.
Higher in the resources section as well, I think, that people can access for a summary of it.
Perfect. So that's great. And I mean, really useful resource. And you say thousands of opportunities there. So this really complements what we're doing here on the Jobs Live channel, is educating people about these organisations. And then they can literally go to this site if they're in those areas and apply.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Sarah. Are you able to come back on screen just for a second? I just wanted to.
Yes, absolutely.
Is that okay? Perfect.
Yeah.
So everyone can see you again. Just while Sarah's doing that,
sorry, I need to stop preparing, don't I?
That's okay. That's okay. So it's all new. It's all new. There you are. So just wanted to mention we've got coming up. We've got an interview with Colin Stewart, who's director at DWP for the Northwest. We're going to be meeting him very soon, and also coming up some organisations which possibly on that website. Sarah, so we've got the British Army, we've got Greggs, My Dentist. You'll recognise some of these organisations, I'm sure. Plenty more to go at, and it's what I wanted to ask you is you clearly seen an increase in some of these sectors and some of these opportunities. Yes. So even though some sectors are suffering maybe because of what's been happening with the pandemic, there's other sectors that are really booming, aren't they?
Absolutely, they are, yes. And the way that we've listed the sectors by sectors that are growing or those with the highest levels of employment has been based on the work and research that the Cheshire and Warrington LEP have been doing, so what we call our data labour market work. So it really is informed by what's happening live.
Perfect. Well, listen, thank you for joining us live here on the Jobs Live channel today as part of this Northwest Works for You event, sponsored by McCann Health and Talk, and of course the DWP as well. But brilliant work your colleagues are doing there, Sarah, to join all the dots really and help us make it easier for people to find work, which is the main thing I think I've taken from today, is you're trying to make it as simple as possible. So thank you for all your work you've been putting into that portal. I know a lot of energy and effort's gone into it.
It has. Well, we hope it helps people find an opportunity quicker, and I really wish everybody lots of luck who's on the jobs fair today and finding a job for them.
Thank you, Sarah. We'll definitely pass that on, and I know you're going to stay on the live chat as well. So if anyone's got any questions for Sarah, feel free to get them through. Thanks so much to Sarah Williams. That's from the Cheshire and Warrington LEP and your fantastic jobs portal there. Just remind us of the web address again, Sarah, before you go.
Yeah. So it's C&W opportunities.co.uk. C and W for Cheshire and Warrington.
Yeah, thank you. And we will put that link up if it hasn't gone already on the live chat so people can go and look at it and hopefully find work today. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
On Jobs Live. Thank you.
Okay.
And next up, a little bit different. This is the RAF, and I'm delighted to be joined by Rachel. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, everyone.
Great to have you live here on the Jobs Live channel today for this Northwest Works for You event. Rachel, you're no stranger to our channels. I know you're really passionate about this is on meeting people digitally and what it can achieve. Have you enjoyed the last day or so?
Oh, absolutely. It's great to meet different people and actually help people, because a lot of people aren't aware about what the RAF can actually do. And yes, you are moving away from the Northwest area, but providing you're happy to do that, there are lots and lots of opportunities out there for you.
Yeah. I know your colleagues are on the live chat as we speak, so I'm sure if you've got any questions for Rachel and the team, use the live chat or go to their partner page and have a direct conversation with them. So Rachel, just tell us a little bit about your role there. I see you've got your RAF banner or Royal Air Force banner there so you're all branded up, but what's your sort of day-to-day role there at the RAF?
Well, I'm actually a weapons systems operator, which means that I fly around on helicopters. And up until coming into the recruitment world, I was flying around on the Sea Kings. But I've also flown on the Chinook helicopter, and I've also done flight operations roles as well. So I've had quite a diverse kind of life within the RAF itself.
I'm going to say, where did it all start for you? I mean, did you always wanted to do this, or were you going in a different direction?
To be fair, I actually got a sixth form scholarship from the Royal Air Force at age 16. So I got £2,000 while studying at college. And I'm going to embarrass myself something rotten now, but the reason I got interested in the RAF is I watched Top Gun. And I just thought, oh, cool, blimey, I want to be like Tom Cruise, flying around the skies. And I know that he was a naval aviator, as they call it, but I always wanted the Royal Air Force because for me, it's all about flying and being in the RAF.
And I mean, you make a good point there, actually, because I think it's a perception thing that, and we see it a lot on the chat, that you're all about pilots. You know, people think it's the only job available. But you're on here today to correct that, aren't you, and tell people there's so much more that you can apply into the RAF.
Absolutely. Actually, only 8% of our personnel, if you will, are aircrew. So we have around 50% of technical and engineering roles. We've got an awful lot of medical personnel. We've got force protection, logistics. So if you wanted to be an air-to-ground steward, if you wanted to be a chef, if you wanted to load aircraft, if you wanted to be into warehousing, I know we've had quite a few people on the chat that are looking into all of these roles, and the RAF is a prime example of going out there and actually getting the job done. It just means that you're not going to be doing it in the Northwest. You could be doing it anywhere all over the world, depending on where the operational tours are.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you're a massive supporter of apprenticeships as well, and getting young people and other people, I mean, it doesn't have to be a certain age, to join you as an apprentice. I mean, give us a rough idea of how many people you take on at that level every year.
Okay, every year we take around 2,500 personnel in. And it could be that you are age 16, where you apply at age 15 and 9 months. It could be that you're mid-30s, 40s, wanting a second career. We're finding an awful lot of people that are coming into the RAF as a second career, having had families, and they're wanting to do something a little bit more for themselves. So you've got ample opportunity in order to do that.
Thank you, Rachel. And the kind of person that you see being successful in the RAF, what sort of skill sets or experience or just their personalities, what makes the best people to work for your organisation, do you think?
Okay, so we're after people that are fairly outgoing, are willing to get themselves out there, do the work itself, good communication skills. You don't have to be a leader. We have to have followers as well as leaders. So anyone that's just willing to get stuck in, you don't have to be actually qualified in order to join the RAF. So we can take you from having no qualifications at all, and we can put you all the way through your educational qualifications to the role that you want to do, all the way up to degree level, maybe even masters if that's how you wanted to go. So don't think just because you haven't got the qualifications initially that you can't join the RAF. There are lots of different routes in. For example, a lot of the logistics roles and force protection roles, you don't need any GCSEs whatsoever. But you could then end up getting a level 3 out of the RAF, and as I say, getting that degree.
I think on the last time we met you at one of these events, I do remember there was a chap who wanted to be a solicitor in Crewe, and he was looking around the Crewe area. He was asking for solicitors to get in touch with him, and I know you jumped on that chat and said, hey, we need legal counsel within the RAF. Would you be interested in working for us? And that's just one brilliant example of a role that you just wouldn't necessarily think of being needed by the RAF. But that's a really good example of it's just worth looking on your website, isn't it?
Absolutely. We've got 55 different roles in 8 different specialisations. So, you could be an operating department practitioner, you could be a physiotherapist, you could be environmental scientist. We have all of these roles, and they're just part of the medical bits and pieces. But yeah, we have police, we have firefighters. So people that are struggling to get into the civilian roles, come and give us a go, because you'll do exactly the same training in the RAF as you would do in the civilian world. And it just means that you get your qualifications, and then you're going to be highly sought after when you come to leave.
Brilliant. The benefits then, I mean, we've already talked about some where you get to travel. Clearly, for some people that is a benefit, but why else should people work for the RAF, Rachel?
For me, it's all about the team spirit. It's like having a second family. So you've got your own family, but then everyone that you work with, you become really interlinked and you all look out for each other. You get good pay compared to what you can in the civilian world. So if you started off on a modern day apprenticeship, obviously if you're an older person, it's probably you're going to have to take a little bit of a pay cut. But if you add on the benefits on top of that, then it becomes much more alongside what you would in your civilian counterpart. But if you're a 16-year-old earning £20,000 within 6 months, or if you come in at one of the sergeant roles or the officer roles, you're looking at earning £32,000 within that 6 months. But your pay increases by £1,000 every year until you reach the top of the threshold for that rank. But if you look at free medical, free dental, free gym, you get, if you go away on operational tours, you get additional local overseas pay, which starts off at £5, but depending on how many days you've done away cumulatively in your career, it could go all the way up to £20. If you're a linguist, you'll get language pay, flying pay. There's lots and lots of different things monetary wise, but also you get your pension paid for by the government, so you're saving 10% of your wages as well. Food's about £5 a day, and your accommodation for a 2-bedroom house, for example, is about £200. And if you live in the single accommodation, you're looking at anywhere between £75 per month to about £120 a month. So we really look after our people.
Yeah, and lots of information there about how you can get in and the allowances and everything else. So thanks for all of that. I think if anybody needs any further information, I would strongly recommend you use the live chat right now to get in touch with the team at the RAF, who can put some more detail against that if you're now thinking that might be a route you want to take. Rachel, we've been asking people over the last couple of days who see a lot of people applying into their organisation and lots of CVs. For you personally, what makes a good application, and what would give that person a chance to be interviewed by the RAF?
Okay, for me, it's the eligibility check. So you need to make sure that you've got the right academics in order to come in. You then will have to sit either the airman or the airwoman selection test, or if you're going for one of the officer or sergeant roles that have computer-based aptitude tests, you have to pass those. Providing you've got the aptitude, the RAF will always give you an interview. So the first bit is actually passing that test, and we do have trials on the RAF website that you can practice on, making sure that you get your mindset going into the right kind of space, because it's quite tricky, especially if you've not done it for a while. It's time critical, and you've got different areas to go through, such as workload, mathematical reasoning, verbal reasoning, electrical, mechanical, and we put different kind of aspects on different roles within the RAF. So you'll always get an interview providing you've passed that eligibility test.
Yeah, perfect. Well, look, this has been really helpful, and thanks so much for your time here on the Northwest Works For You event on Jobs Live. And it's always a pleasure to meet you, Rachel, and I know you'll be back again, I'm sure, telling us about the great roles that are available. But just a massive thank you as well to your team for helping people today, because I know it's not just been about them applying into you. You're just generally trying to help them as well, aren't you, get back into employment for those who are finding it quite challenging at the moment.
Absolutely. I know it's been a very tricky time for everyone, and anything we can do to help out with that, then that's what we want to do, really.
Yeah.
And good luck to everyone.
Yeah.
I hope you get something out the next few days.
Yeah. And are you looking? I have to ask, are you looking forward to Top Gun 2?
I am. I can't wait.
Well, look, please let us know, because I'm on the fence about that one. So please let us know when you've seen it, if it's worth a watch.
Okay, will do. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Rachel. Take care. Speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. We're going to speak to Amanda from Stockport Homes. Amanda, is it fair to say the building industry is also in a bit of a boom at the moment?
It is, yes. Very fair to say that, definitely.
So you're Amanda Ward from Stockport Homes. Just tell us, Amanda, a little bit about your role there within Stockport Homes.
So yes, Amanda Ward, Stockport Homes. I'm the Employment Support Manager. So essentially one might think that our business is just generally about rent collection or buildings or properties, but it's really about communities. It's absolutely, we've got our mission, which is one team transforming lives. So essentially my job as the Employment Support Manager, I manage a team that support our customers to get back into employment, because that's really important to us to be able to support our customers.
And I guess the clue's in the title, but Stockport Homes as a company, what do you do?
So we've got quite a lot of different areas that we work on. Recently we actually had a big business development and we changed our company structure. So we are now Stockport Homes Limited, and we have lots of different arms. So we have Viaduct, which is our development arm, and we've got 360, which is our trading company, which does our capital works and commercially selling construction services. And we've recently just created our Foundations Charitable Community Benefit Society, essentially a charity. And we've got a lot of things that work in that area of the business, everything from your local pantries to furniture recycling to our Motivate service, which runs, we're one of the housing associations that deliver that across Greater Manchester, which supports those who are furthest to reach back into employment. So there's a lot of different areas that are within the business, not just sort of, the actual core elements of running a housing association on behalf of the local council.
And just give us a sense of size of your organisation. How many people do you roughly employ at the moment?
So we've got just shy of 650 employees. We've got a lot of employees now in a lot of different areas of the business. So like we're saying, sort of like the Foundations charitable arm, that's recently started to really grow. So that's getting much more employees in. And we've also got as well our 360, which is growing all the time, as you referenced right at the start, Stuart. Construction really is booming. So it's a lot of work that we're doing there. We don't just do a lot of work in Stockport. We've also recently been installing fire doors in schools in Rochdale. We do a lot of different work over a lot of different regions, and there's a lot of kind of different community elements that make up Stockport Homes as well, because we really are very much a values-based employer, and it's about how we manage to support our community and how we can make sure that our workforce represents our community as well. We're very keen to employ local people so that we know that we've got our workforce representing the people that we support and serve.
That's fantastic. And we're here at the channel, Jobs Live channel, is to educate, inspire, and connect people. And one of the things that I very obvious from talking to organisations today is that education piece around people may look at Stockport Homes and go, "No, that's not really for me." But actually, if they drill down a little bit deeper, there's so many roles that you bring in people with transferable skills from different sectors. You must see that every day. People who've never worked in your sector being able to find a home in your company.
Oh, I think it's the classic line. We always say it. Nobody dreams of a life in housing. Nobody starts their career and thinks, right, crikey, housing, that's where I need to be. Nearly everybody in the organisation has come from somewhere else, some other kind of industry, some different elements. And we really do bring a lot of that together, and then people start to come and work for us. I was looking recently to prepare for sort of like this morning, and we've got so many different jobs that we've recruited for in the past 6 months alone, not just sort of like those construction and joinery jobs, but antisocial behaviour team leaders and key workers and housing support officers, so many different elements of the business. And I think a lot of people don't always think that a housing association has so many component parts. We've got finance, we've got HR, we've got our marketing and comms team, which do external work for the organisation and also as well for other organisations. So there's a lot of different elements to working for a housing association. It really is quite a wide and diverse field. But you're right, Stuart, not everybody thinks of housing. That's the key area for me to move into.
No, indeed. And I think part of today is making sure people are aware of that. But just give us a flavour of the kind of roles that you have currently within Stockport Homes. If I was to go on your website now, what would I find?
So this is the concerning part. So at the moment, you'd only find one job that we have, but this is because we've changed our recruitment organisation that does all of our online recruitment. And by the end of today, though, there will be a lot of other jobs that are going up, but it's like the changeover day has just been today.
Typical,
so at the moment, we've got our, it's typical, it's just typical. At the moment, we have our HR administration. Up until Sunday, we had an electrical engineer's job that was available. But we've got quite a few different key workers, support worker roles that are in the pipeline. We've got some team manager roles that will be coming out in the next few weeks as well. And I've been reassured by HR this morning that there are at least 10 other positions that will be on the website by this afternoon.
That's brilliant. So if someone was to get in touch with you, you could send them that information, those links, so they can refresh the page later on today and hopefully see a lot more roles there.
More jobs there. Yes, definitely.
Perfect. So there's something, if you wanted to go to Stockport Homes, and I'm sure your team will put the link on the live chat as we're talking there, so people can go straight to that page and ensure that people find you and can register or do whatever they need to do to get in touch. Amanda, you obviously, in your role, you see a lot of people's applications, you know, and then you recruit them, and you must sort of see a pattern emerging of the kind of people who are successful in Stockport Homes. What is that? What are you looking for in people when they come work for you?
For us, it's the values. So, you know, we work to our Aspire values, and it really is core for all areas of the business, whether that's in construction elements or whether that's in our HR team or our finance team. It absolutely is the values. And for us, it's about providing an exceptional customer experience for everybody who is one of our tenants, and also as well working hard to change and create better communities. That's absolutely at the core of our mission, really. So, you know, there's a lot of things that we look for that are more sort of like your values as opposed to your actual technical skills and abilities. Certainly looking for the right type of fit for a Stockport Homes employee.
Thank you. And as an organisation, I mean, what's the benefits of working for you? I mean, what does working at Stockport Homes mean for someone who joins you?
I think there's some of the core headline things. So we're a living wage employer, we're a Stonewall diversity champion, we are platinum rated investors in people. Our most proud achievement is that we are in the Sunday Times top 100 best non-for-profit organisation. We are number one as of 2020.
Well, congratulations.
So it is, but for us as well, it's the package that we offer all of our workers, or everybody who works for Stockport Homes. There's an amazing amount of emphasis that's on health and well-being, that's on supporting people. We support staff to do qualifications, accredited qualifications, diplomas. There's a lot of work that goes into, we're very keen to grow our community, grow our own, and make sure that people have amazing opportunities to develop and that people are happy at work. We have a lot of things that we do. We do Aspire Days, so where people can take part in activities and really feel part of the company. We've done a few of those remotely even over this period of time, and you know, sort of like lots of packages and documents and goodie bags and things like that sent out to staff, and we're all brought together virtually to do wonderful activities. But it really is very much a family, and it's an amazing organisation to work for, and there's a wealth of opportunities. We've been working very hard with the DWP in relation to kickstart opportunities. We've got 7 of those that have 4 have just started today, so we've got another 3 to start later on this week, and we've got a new range of kickstart opportunities that are coming out as well. But there's just so many opportunities for people to join the organisation and to grow and to really develop themselves and their skills. We work really hard with people to make sure that your working pattern and your working life balance is where it should be as well, you know. So we do a lot of we all do a lot of working from home now, don't we? But there's a lot of that working from home, but also as well flexible working if somebody wants to do compressed hours. So there's a lot of different benefits and different opportunities just by working for Stockport Homes that people can access.
Thanks, Amanda. Thanks for sharing that with us. And regarding, you know, you've talked there about the people who work for you and what they bring to the organisation, and of course the benefits of working for you as well. My final question is around really the support that we're offering today. As you know, there's lots of your peers and lots of organisations supporting people back into work, because, you know, it is quite isolating, isn't it? Quite lonely journey when you're looking for work, and any support you can get is much appreciated. So you as an employer, what hints or what tips can you give people right now to make sure their application is successful?
Well, I would say, first of all, if you want to get in touch with us, my team are there on hand to help people with CV writing, job searching, applications, all that kind of support. So we are a tenancy blind service, so it doesn't mean that just if you're not Stockport Homes tenant, you can't access the service. We want to help everybody secure their next career. I think in terms of just little hints and tips that people can take away, definitely that CV. Make sure that your person spec at the top absolutely matches the job that you're going for. The role profile that you've been asked to meet should absolutely come through in the person spec at the top, so that an employer very quickly can say, right, okay, you're ideal. And the other tip I would give is really, really get yourself a really good quality professional email address. It really is much more important than you think.
And that's the first time we've heard that today. So are you saying to me you're still seeing people with maybe an email address they had when they were in school?
Every so often we find a quirky email address, yes, and it does make you think. And as much as kind of like, you want an employer to see your personality and you want them to, but you also want them to see your personality when you arrive for interview. So it's really important that even if you just got that generic one, just because it makes it easier. It makes it easier for you as well when you're job searching, because those emails will go back to that one address, and just make sure it is quite a good quality email address. And the other tip I would give as well is make sure if you're applying for lots and lots of jobs all in one time frame, make sure you do keep all the documentation, the role profile that you've applied for and what it is you're looking for. You'll be surprised how many people email an employer to ask them for the role profile for the job that they've applied for. So it is, just keep that record.
No, that's brilliant advice, and especially around the email. I mean, some people just may fall into that trap, as you say. It's been there for years, but it is time to change it, isn't it? Make it more professional looking, especially when you're applying to organisations like your own. Look, this has been really helpful. I'm sorry we ran out of time, Amanda. We could have probably talked for another hour at least, couldn't we, about hints and tips and, of course, what Stockport Homes do. But please do get in touch with Stockport Homes on the Jobs Live channel. You'll see their partner page right now. I know the team are there waiting to take your questions. If you've got any questions about them and what they do, and especially when those jobs go live in a couple of hours, hopefully, on your website. Fingers crossed, anyway. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got another interview coming up very soon. We're going to meet up with Waits, who are also in that construction space. So lots of construction opportunities today here on Jobs Live. In the meantime, thanks so much, Amanda. Take care, and we'll see you soon on the Jobs Live channel.
Thank you. Bye.
Next up, we're going to meet up with Engie, and we've got Nikki Sorton with us in the studio. Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
Thanks so much for joining us here on the Jobs Live channel. So you work for Engie, but before we find out what they do, just tell us a little bit about what your role is there at Engie, please.
My job is social value officer. So basically, if we're working in an area, we will work with the community, schools, colleges, and we'll do STEM activities, we'll do work placements, we'll apprenticeships. We do loads of different bits and pieces, but it's more dealing with the actual community and the schools and colleges, and trying to leave a bit of a legacy behind once we've worked in an area.
Perfect. And I know your colleagues are on the chat. They were on the chat yesterday as well, and you were supporting people. So thank you so much for doing that. So I just want to say thank you to the wider team there at Engie who've been giving advice and guidance to people today. So Engie, you're in the construction sector, but just tell us a little bit about what Engie does. What's your company all about?
Engie is a global company. It's a leading energy and service provider. They focus mainly on three areas, which is energy, services and regeneration. Energy obviously speaks for itself. The services, we work in partnerships with local authorities to maintain and service their buildings. And then there's the regeneration side, which is sort of split into three areas, which is new build, education and public buildings, where we can do extensions or new build onto the schools and things. And then we've got refurbishment, which basically deals with housing association properties where we can do rewires, central heating, windows, doors, kitchens, bathrooms, etc.
Fantastic. And whereabouts are NG based? You said they're global, but do you have bases in the UK, especially the Northwest?
Yes, we do. The Northwest base is Salford Quays, but then obviously we've got different offices in like Wattle Pond, Durn and different areas because we're over the UK and Ireland and everything. So yeah.
Fantastic. So give us a flavour, if you can, of the types of roles that you have currently on offer, please, Nikki. And I know the construction isn't necessarily, is it, just working on building sites? That's that common misconception. And I'm sure there's other roles, like in the back office roles, that you need as well.
Yeah. There's lots of different roles that are available. We're offering 3 full-time roles. It will be a mixture of office and site-based roles. It's not been fully confirmed yet, so once that it will be shared with the DWP and the Jobs Live. But because we do cover such a varied roles, it can be anything from cleaners to site managers to bid people, estimating. There's loads of different areas that it can cover.
Fantastic. And for you as an organisation, you have all these vacancies on your careers page, so if people wanted to go and search out them, they can go there straight away and apply into them, yeah?
Yes, yeah. Fantastic.
Just give us an idea of the kind of people you're looking for within your industry. I mean, you've clearly seen a number of people join. Is there something that you're looking for in that individual that makes them successful?
I think somebody that is passionate, somebody who's willing to learn, hardworking. Obviously, NG will sort of help with the progression of their career and everything, but we know that not everybody will have skills and qualifications for the jobs that are available, but as long as they're willing to put that effort in and to actually want to do that job and prove that they can do the job, that would work for us.
Yeah, I think it's really an important point, isn't it, that you've got people have got transferable skills to come and work for you. So what we're looking for here is to get people to think that they don't necessarily need to have construction sector experience really to join you.
Yeah, no, they don't. I mean, I started as admin, and I've worked my way. Then I went into the liaison, which is basically if we're working on a site and we need to let the owners of those properties know what's being done, but we also need to work with the site team. So we were that bit in between. I then went into the site management side of it, and now I'm doing like the more the community social value side of it. So basically, whatever you know as part of your life, you can transfer into jobs that are available.
Brilliant. And the kind of the benefits of working for NG as well. Can we just cover them off as well? Because what is the benefits of working for NG? Why would someone want to work for you in the first place, do you think?
Personally, I think NG's a good company to work for because they are so big and so diverse. There's lots of different areas and lots of different jobs that are available. Plus, we do focus on the training of other people and the progression of their careers. They don't just look at what we can do for them. They also look at the health and well-being of our employees. They also they listen to what people have to say. They update the processes. They're always committed to us as people rather than just as a number. It's a good company to work for.
And that's fantastic to hear. I mean, and that support is there to get people through that. Like you say, they need mentoring or they need support with their mental health, as you said, and also to help them with their careers. I know NG is really passionate about that, aren't you, as an organisation, Nikki?
Yeah, I mean, there's always things like that available. There's always extra training that you can do. If there's any external courses that people want to do that may benefit that job or benefit them in the future as well as benefiting NG, they will do that. So they won't stop you from learning.
Fantastic. Well, I'm just going to encourage people to get in touch with you on the live chat. You know, we've got NG people on the chat right now, so please get in touch. And I know, Nikki, you'll jump on there later and help anybody who's got any questions. And if you're not sure about, you know, what roles are available, just ask, just say to Nikki, and I'm sure she'll help you understand more about what opportunities exist within NG. Final one for me, really, on this point, Nikki, is about those hints and tips. And we ask all organisations who join us on the Jobs Live channel, you know, what can you provide so that they are successful in their application? And, you know, you've probably seen your fair share, haven't you, of applications over the time. So what makes one for you stand out and that will help somebody else be successful as well?
Something that stands out to me is for them to be enthusiastic, to have knowledge about what they're applying for. Try and do a bit of research beforehand so that you can put certain keywords in that will make sure that it catches our eye as we're reading through the CVs and things. Look out for opportunities for employability sessions so that you know that what you're putting in on your CV is exactly what we're looking for, and it improves your chances of gaining an interview.
And of course, in the current climate we're in, I'm sure there's been more interviews done online, and that's been difficult for some people, hasn't it, to make that transition from a physical meeting in a meeting room, you know, with a panel, to suddenly maybe doing it on Zoom or Teams. Again, is there any advice you can give there about how people should treat that interview when they're doing it online?
Yeah, treat it as though it's a face-to-face interview. Make sure that you dress smartly. Obviously, you don't have to wear suit and tie, but make sure you dress smartly. Don't eat or drink while you're having the interview. And again, make sure that even if you've got like notes next to you, so you don't forget what you're saying, or just treat it as you would a normal interview, because obviously some of these ones now you can have like the group interviews as well, so that makes it that bit harder as well. So you just got to try and sell yourself, but be honest and make sure that you look smart and you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and maybe practice with a friend or family member before you do the interview.
I would say so, yeah, especially to make sure that they've got all the information that they would want to get across, and that they also try and think of questions that you need to ask the employer that you want to get out of it, so that you're fully aware of what's happening as well.
Perfect. Well, that's some fantastic advice there, Nikki. Thanks for sharing that. And thank you again for your support as well on the live chat. So if you do want to get in touch with NG, there's a number of ways you can do that. You can use the chat on the event page that you're on right now, or you can go to the NG partner page and have a one-to-one conversation with Nikki and her team there at NG. Nikki, thanks so much for joining us on the Jobs Live channel today. And thank you for sharing what will make someone successful. And let's hope we can get a few more people applying into your roles in the future. Thanks so much, Nikki.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Take care. So welcome to this Jobs Live tutorial for people who are joining us next week for the Northwest Works for You Jobs Fair. So the first thing you need to do is go to the main site, which is jobsliveuk.com, and then you'll need to log in to either create an account or to log in to your account. So if you want to get the most out of the site, it will be good if you logged in initially or actually registered to use the site. This enables you to able to meet other organizations and to also private chat with them about your application, or if you want to find out more about them. So first off, you need to log in. So if you've not registered, the simple register as subscriber there enables you to do that, and it takes you through a number of steps that you just need to do to register to the channel. and you can just fill in your details there, and then you will get an email to confirm that you are then logged in or subscribed to the channel. So I just go back, because obviously I've created an account already, so I'm going to log into that account. Just need to click the capture, and you can also click remember me. Then you can log in. And this takes you then to the main channel page, the Watch Now page, where we continually stream interviews with organisations who've got job vacancies at the moment. Now you can leave a chat message in there, which is our main channel page, but also next week you'll be able to go straight to the event page itself. So if you scroll down from the channel page, the Watch Now page, you will see there you can go straight to the event. And you can catch up with the stream on there as well. So from Tuesday next week, starting from 11 o'clock, you'll be able to see live employers who've got vacancies within the region. And if you scroll down from there, you will see the running order of the companies who are going to be involved in the broadcast next week. So we're running it from Tuesday to Thursday, 8th of April. And you'll see there we've already had questions from people who've left questions in advance for the employers. So if you want to do that right now, you can leave a question on the main event page. Or if you know the companies that you're interested in, you can go to their partner page. So I'm just going to choose Medax. So you can go to their partner page. You can watch a short tutorial, if there is one there, about using the site. And also then you can read up about Medax and what they do. You can also register to their page, so you could get any further updates on any vacancies that they may have on there. So if you register to them, they will be in touch and give you more information. And also you can follow them on Twitter. There's also links to their website as well as the Twitter handle there as well. Now the live chat here is set to private, which means nobody else's messages, as you can see, are displayed here. So there may have been a number of people contacting Medax, but you won't see their messages, and it will be a one-to-one conversation between you and that company. So if I was to type in there, it comes up as my username. Obviously I'm using test for the purposes of this demonstration, but your screen name will appear there along with your question. Now I just stress nobody else sees that, only the company will see that question. So it's not shared with any other users. So feel free to use this chat and they will respond to you as well in private. So even though you'll see their response on your screen, it doesn't appear on anybody else's screen other than yours. So basically it's a one-to-one conversation between you and the employer. So that's it for this short demonstration. Obviously feel free to go looking at other partners. As I say, you can do that by visiting the actual site page itself for the event and search through the companies who are going to be on the 3-day event. You can go through there now and leave them questions. Or if you want to search for partners that work with the Jobs Live channel, you can also search for them on this partner search facility here, where you can search by company, by sector, or by region and category. And obviously you'll see there, you can search, most people would search by company, find the company they want to speak to, and go straight to their page. So if I just search for that, you'll see there, I can then view the profile and again, as before, go and leave a question for that organization. And just finally, if you wanted to speak to a company here and for everybody to see your question, if you wanted to get in touch with them, it's a little bit like Twitter. You can simply do the @ symbol, and then the list of the companies involved in this particular event will appear on here. And then you can just choose their name and then type in a message to them. Then you can choose your screen name, and you can also put in your email address if you want them to give you a direct response to your question. So you can still contact them through the main event page by doing the @ symbol, and then they'll get in touch with you that way. Or if you want a private conversation with them, you can do that on their partner page itself. Thank you very much. Enjoy the event and look forward to your questions on the live chat. Thank you. So we're now going to meet up with Peter Jameson from DWP. Hi, Peter.
Hi, Stuart. Good afternoon.
Great. Is it afternoon already? Gosh, that has flown by. We started at 11 and I can't believe it's already the afternoon. But great to see you and thanks for joining us on the Jobs Live channel. So before we get into it,
absolute pleasure.
Yeah, before we get into it, Peter, can you just tell us a little bit about what your role is there at DWP, please?
So I'm the Work and Health Director for Department for Work and Pensions for the Northwest. So essentially, I have responsibility for the 55 job centres across the Northwest and a number of service centres that also support those people that are claiming benefit.
Perfect. And I know you've been watching today this event, which is obviously spread out over 3 days. We had a great day yesterday, lots of contacts being made. What's been your sort of impression of this event and how it's been working?
I think the first thing that struck me, I've been on since it started at 11 this morning, is the breadth of opportunities available across the Northwest, and what a fantastic platform to be able to share those opportunities and to hear direct from employers. So I think it's been absolutely fantastic, and some real sage advice from employers. So really good to get those tips from Robin and earlier from Charlie, and I think real important advice, from an employer perspective, the sort of things that employers are looking for. I think really is helpful insight, and should certainly help those colleagues that are on the call today, those job seekers that are looking for perhaps a career change or a new job role.
Yeah, brilliant, Peter. And it has been really insightful, hasn't it? And as you're talking to us, I think what we're going to do is we're going to just flash up the Find a Job website. I mean, this is the real go-to place, isn't it, if you're looking for vacancies right now. And I'm just refreshed the screen, and there's 14,750 opportunities in the Northwest alone. It's a fantastic website, isn't it?
It is. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's a great way to access those opportunities. Real-time access to job opportunities available across a significant geographical area. But I think the thing for me is the breadth in terms of those sectors and those job roles. There really is something there for everybody.
Absolutely. We're just going to keep that on there for a second, because it is important, and we've been saying this really for the last day or so, is that if people do land on this page, which is findajob.dwp.gov.uk, that they do create an account, because that then just gives them those alerts, doesn't it, for anything that is suitable, so they don't have to be on there all the time. It will tell them when something comes in.
Absolutely. It will match to the individual's job goals, the sorts of job roles that they're looking for, their skill set, and it will match those opportunities and give them those important alerts as and when